I'm going to be sharing some software today. It's called Publisher Rocket. If you have it, I would recommend you open it right now. If you're watching this on the replay, you can always also do that. It's going to be kind of a participatory live event here. So I need to shut off a couple of things because today's not a sponsored stream or anything else like that. So just give me just a moment here, folks. And I'm going to shut that off. Where's it at? There we go. There's the sponsor. We're going to kill the sponsor there. Okay, so also it should be noted that I am an affiliate for Publisher Rocket. That means if you go through the link that I have provided here in this live stream as well as inside the description for today's video, and you purchase something there, I'm going to get a portion of that. Now, it doesn't affect your price. It greatly helps me out. And also remember this, if for some reason you're not happy with it, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. All right, so now that I got all of that legal stuff out the way so FTC isn't coming knocking down my door and beating me up, I want to kind of get things started off. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up Publisher Rocket. I'm going to go into the screen share so everybody can kind of see what is going on here. I need to shut off all the other things here. Bear with me here a moment here, folks. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Hopefully everybody can hear me. Hang on, let's make sure. I'm going to get a little bit of an echo here, folks. Okay, there we go. Good. All right, so we're going to go ahead and double-click Rocket. Hopefully it doesn't need an update right now. I'm hoping that it doesn't. I'm going to leave it this size so we can see the entire thing. In the event that you want to increase the size, you can also do it right here. Now, just a heads up, everybody, Publisher Rocket, if you don't already have this, it's not like a monthly membership yet. You get a lifetime membership. I believe last I saw it's retailing under $100. I had bought this about 3 years ago and I've gotten more than my money back. Now each day that we're going to be covering every week, I'm going to cover one portion of this. And today we're going to talk about keyword research. Now this is kind of a cool thing. Instead of us spending time, so for instance, we can always go over, say, let's go into the Kindle bookstore. And we could say, I don't know, hit Control-Shift-N. We'll open up an incognito browser. And then we can go and painstakingly go through. So let's just say, for instance, one of my favorite niches I like to bring up is Werebear Shapeshifter. Werebear Shapeshifter Romance. Okay, I can bring this up. Great, awesome. We're going to look it up. Now, the things that we're usually paying attention to is how much is inside the search volume up here. Okay, we see 1 of 16 out of 1,000. Okay, not too bad. Okay, not too bad. Next thing is I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to pay attention to some of these ranks. Now, you may not see these ranks on yours because I have a browser extension that's called Amazon DS Quick View. And it'll show you all of their ranks just at a snapshot. 600,000, 900,000, 1 million, 1.8, 500, ooh. 81, that's all right. 1.3, oh, there we go. There's a 3,900, not bad. Okay, so overall, I'm not feeling too happy about this one. So I'm just kind of looking at a glance. You can see how hard that is. Rather than me trying to figure out also as well as the life of these books, how long they've been around, how many reviews that they have, what's their competition level. I'm just skip right to the chase because I just don't have time to be sitting here and trolling about over on Amazon. So I want to say, for instance, hit in Werebear Shapeshifter Romance. Okay, so I've busted this out. Now, there's two different types of categories. We're going to dive deep into ebooks first, and then we'll get into books. By the way, I do see some people here inside the chat. Big shout out over to Mojo, Andrew Wong, Raymond Kennedy, Peter Bullins, good to see you. Pam Gomez, thank you very much, folks. Load me up with questions if you have them as we go along. All right, so it's important to note, you want to make sure when you're doing your keyword research that you're doing it for ebook or book, or the print book, if you will, because sometimes the value of the keywords are going to change based on the relevancy of the product. I see a lot of people that are using the same exact keywords for one product to the other, and that isn't always very good. It doesn't work out in your favor. Need to turn on these flashy little lights behind me. Forgot to put those on. Alrighty, so we're gonna hit go get 'em, Rocket. All right, so this isn't boding very well here for me because you noticed even when I was researching this that it stopped. It didn't do the auto-suggest on romance. It just went to Werebear Shapeshifter, and after that, it just kind of fell off. So why don't we just do this? We're going to analyze this. It's going to tell me, is this keyword worth a darn? All right, analyze. All right, so it starts out here, and I'm going to blow this screen up here just a little bit. It starts out with the number of competitors, the average monthly earnings, the Google searches, which there's nothing here, less than 100 as far as the Amazon searches per month, and the competition score. It's important to note that if you are looking at competition score, it's a score of 0 to 100. 0 meaning there's no competition, 100 meaning that it's an all-out fist fight and you're going to be really working your tail off just to get any kind of ground on this. So let's start it out. Very first thing is number of competitors. We can all agree there's a lot of competition in here, but are they actually really very good competition? Are you fighting a classroom full of kindergartners, or are you in a fist fight with, a Taekwondo world champion? Okay, so we're looking at here is this. I'm going to compare the fact that we see this many competitors, but low competition. One could kind of believe that there's not much competition. The people that are there putting out books, maybe their titles are older, maybe they haven't sold anything lately, and we can even see that the average monthly earnings is not doing so hot. And the other thing is the search volume. The search volume is nothing to write home about. There's nothing being brought up by Google searches, and Amazon's monthly searches isn't looking so hot. You're looking at less than 100 a month. That's like 3 searches per day maximum, okay? Because Rocket doesn't go below the 100 point. So I'm kind of going, I don't know about this. Now, in the event that we're kind of like, okay, let's make sure this is proof of concept, we're going to go and hit competition. But this instance, I just would abandon this keyword. And what I'm going to do is we're going to go a little bit more niche down. Not so much long tail, but probably going, I shouldn't say niche down, going a little bit more broad. So I'm going to hit new search. Let's just do this. Remember how I said werebear shapeshifter? Come on, Dale. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and go get him, Rocket. And it's looking like I am not having any luck with this particular keyword. Let's hit analyze. Let's see if it's worth a darn. Okay, not too bad. We're looking at better monthly earnings, still low search volume, and the competition score is looking pretty good. Okay, so now I'm interested. You've got my attention. I have the potential to earn about $1,100 per month. The competition score is pretty good. General rule of thumb, this is what I usually recommend to everybody else, is keep that competition score below 50 if you really want to get any kind of placement for the keyword. I do know that in a live stream on Kelly's channel, Dave was in the live comments, and Dave Chesson, those of you who aren't familiar, is the creator and mastermind behind Publisher Rocket, and he recommended keeping your competition score below 40. So just kind of know that you can go either below 50 or below 40 if you want to be extra safe, if you want to build any kind of relevancy. Just so you know, though, just because you get the keyword doesn't mean you're automatically relevant for it. Okay, we all know that what builds relevancy, one of the main metrics is sales, obviously, and page reads if you're in the KDP Select program. So I'm interested. I want to know what's going on. Let's look at our competition. I'm going to left click on this. It's going to show me all the first page placement here. And we're going to pay attention to how these ebooks are doing. So we see Brittany Bloom's, it has been on the market the number of days since it was published. If it's a negative number, that's pre-order then. It's been on for about 1,400 days. So this has been on a few years, and it's still pulling about a 91,000 rank. Now, if anybody's ever curious, and they're like, oh, I don't really know what these ABSRs mean, it's the Amazon bestseller rank. I find one of the easiest tools is, again, we're going to kind of lean on Dave here, and you're going to hear me shouting him out quite a bit here, but you're going to go to dalelinks.com/calculator. I didn't put this inside the description. My apologies. And if you're watching this right now, do me a favor and just drop that in there if you don't see it already. So we've got a rank of, I think it was 91,588. So I'm going to drop this into the calculator. Click here. So that's about 2 ebooks per day. Now, that's not including something like, say, page reads, because this one could probably just be flying by with page reads alone. So I'm going to hit try again because we're going to come back to this, I'm sure, in a minute. Looking down here, shifters of Bear's Den, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's not too bad. 4,254. Let's take a look, and we're going to see proof of concept on this one. 4,254. That's 47 books per day. Let's take a look at that cost on that, or excuse me, how much they're getting. So they're looking at daily sales estimated at about $142. I'll take that all day long. Then you're looking at monthly sales estimated about $3,200. I'm getting pretty happy about seeing this keyword. You've got 69,000 on this one, 6,800, 3,400. So there's a really big divide I'm starting to see because there's a lot that are going below the 10,000 ABSR, but then you got some that are kind of getting right up there in the 100,000s. So I'm looking at this. There's a good possibility I'll be able to come into this niche if I could get myself maybe about a dozen, 2 dozen sales right out the gate and staying consistent about a dozen per day, maybe some page reads. There's a good possibility I'll start to place for this particular keyword of werebear shapeshifter. So I'm going to go back to the keyword search. You can see the tab's already open. In the event that you have a set of keywords you want to export, you hit export. But I'm not done yet. Let's hit new search. We're going to do it again. All right, we're just going to do werebear. This better pull back some more. There we go. Now this is what I'm talking about. You're going to kind of scroll through. Now, honestly, you can pay attention here to the left and probably just go through and hit analyze on some of these things. All right, and I'll go through and I'll hit what I believe is relevant if I'm looking really fast, but for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to go through, make sure I get all these buttons so they're switched from the orange to the green. And you know that it's analyzed when it pulls up the competition. Now, in the event you accidentally hit competition, don't freak out. You just go back keyword research. That's simple. Alrighty. So I'm gonna, yeah, see, I do this all the time. I go and I get too crazy on all the buttons and then I go, so I'm just going to keep going down and through this. And there's good reason why I'm going to do this because I'm going to show you something that makes my life a lot easier. And it's when we download the spreadsheet because it just gives us a better bird's eye view of everything. And also it gets it to where I export those keywords and I can use them offline and then I can mess around with them. So if I'm on a flight somewhere or I'm sitting in an appointment waiting for things, I can always just sort through the list and just kind of figure out what's going to work for me and what's not going to work for me. By the way, if you're watching this right now, let me know. You hear me loud and clear, and is everything making sense? Do me a favor, just put down #makes_sense. Definitely would love to hear from you. I see you guys hanging out. Get out of lurk mode. We're not going to be here long tonight, folks. Got a party waiting on me. All right, so I could go through and I can sort things through the actual spreadsheet. So I'm not going to bother with competition. I'll probably come back to it. I'll just hit export. All right, we're going to go ahead and hit that into the downloads. I'm going to open up. Let's get it inside the downloads right here. I'm going to double click on this. All right, here's my Excel spreadsheet. Now this can be read over in various like open source software, or you can even open it through something like Google Spreadsheet. It'll work just the same. So I'm going to open up the keywords so I can see them, get a better eye of them here. All right, so it's all organized like what we had just saw on the screen. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select the competitor grade. And I'm going to get rid of the things that are above 50 for me. In fact, you know what, for the sake of this exercise, let's get rid of everything above 40 because I want to see where I stand a chance. So let's go largest to smallest, expand the selection. We're going to highlight the columns we don't need. So let's go on down till we get down to 40. All right, so there's a couple here, right about 43 has some good search volume. So I actually might keep those ones. Not that I'm publishing any werebear shapeshifter romance. I'm going to right click. We're going to delete those contents. So now we've got everything from competition level, from highest down to lowest competition level. The next thing I'm going to do is I need to kind of figure out what's an average monthly earning? What's going to be enough to actually get me out of bed in the morning? Because if I'm just fist fighting over $1 per month for average earnings, I don't know that it's going to be worth my time. because we need to make sure there's proof of concept when we're getting some of these keywords. We're going to hit sort and filter. Makes sense. Thank you very much, Lorian. I appreciate it. How are you doing, by the way? Largest to smallest. Expand the selection. All right, so now we're going to look at the paydays. Okay, not bad. We're looking pretty good. I'm going to say for right now, just for the sake of just this exercise, I want to at least make about $100 or more per month on this particular title. So I'm not going to bother with anything that's even less than that. I'm going to right click on it and we're just going to hit delete. Now we've just sorted it out. We've got everything kind of going. I'm looking at average monthly earnings. Now what I want to do is I'm going to highlight all of the things that have great search volume. You see that? We have 720 here. We have 318 here. Let me see if we can zoom in here so everybody can kind of see this. Apologize for the small numbers there at first. Okay, a good search volume right here and here. Good search volume right here. Okay. Now, we're going to take a look at a couple things. The very first thing is you have to start to think about, first of all, is it a trademark term or is it one of the Amazon banned terms? Now, if you've never heard me say this one before, go search up over on YouTube, banned Amazon keywords Dale. When you look that up over on YouTube, it should pull up a full video where I explain some of them. Common words like Amazon, Kindle, Kindle Unlimited, anything Amazon related. The F word, free, is another one that's not good to be using. There's exceptions to the rule like dairy-free, gluten-free, things like that. For the sake of this right here, though, we can see automatically Skyrim is probably a trademark term because it is a video game. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those. We're going to hit delete. All right, so now we've really just narrowed it down. The very next thing I'm going to do is, all right, with these yellowed out terms, these are the ones that I'm feeling like, okay, there's good search volume, there's decent average monthly earnings, the competition isn't too crazy. Is this going to be worthwhile for me? So here's what I'm going to be doing is, all right, does werebear mythology apply to me? If it applies to me, this is going to be a keyword I'm going to grab and I'm going to copy and paste over onto a separate sheet, or I just eliminate here. Next thing is werebear sex. Let's say that you're doing werebear erotica. This is probably an appropriate term. If you are not using like werebear erotica, I don't think this is going to be one of the ones you're going to want to utilize. So these are things that you're just going to kind of weigh in on. You saw how fast that was for me to do this. If we really want to go down this path just a little further, we'll hit Control A, Control C, and we can copy it over there. I'm going to go back over to Rocket, and let's go over to, bear with me here. I know what I was looking for. Sorry, it's getting late in the day here, folks, so I completely forgot the phrase again. Yeah, werebear mythology. Thank you very much, Dale. You're welcome. Scrolling down. Okay, werebear mythology. Here we go. Let's take a look at our competition. All right, we're going to pop this out. Come on now. There we go. All right. Every now and then you got to give a little bit of a nudge, and I'm going to show you guys a little trick here too in the event that Rocket isn't working properly for you. Okay, so now we're just going to kind of pay attention to our competition. So we can kind of see 69,000, not bad. 84,000, okay. 32,000, I got a dog in the fight on this one. 57, good. 100, that's all right. 200, 160, anything above 100,000. But that's a good thing because this means that it's like taking candy from a baby. All you need to do is, if you already have a following for your fiction niche for this particular one, all you're going to have to do is just get a good launch sequence and have a good marketing promotion plan in place to where you're getting regular sales, and you'll be able to take over this spot anytime. So 80,000. So here is werebear mythology, folks. I'm going to tell you that this is something worth considering. So if you're in this particular niche, it's definitely something to consider. Now, the keyword research works pretty much the same when you do new research. When you're going into the book, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through and just apply the same strategies I was showing you. So just as a review, when you're focusing on your searches, look at the number of competitors. What's the average monthly earnings? Google searches. Hey, if you can get placed in Google search, man, you can replace anywhere. Amazon search volume. Are people looking for it on Amazon? And then the competition score. I see a lot of people that are trying to go into competition scores 100 and they're wondering why they're not placing for the particular keyword. It's very competitive, and unless you actually are the person, the go-to resource in your given niche, your chances of winning on that keyword are very slim, and especially if you're a new author. So this is what's going to make your life a lot easier, folks. Let me take a little bit of a sip here so I can give a few more tips. Now, it's important to remember that some of this data is going to change from one day to the next, but I have it on good authority that there are going to be some new rollouts coming on Publisher Rocket fairly soon. Now, don't want to speak too much out of turn. I can say this, that those of you that already have Publisher Rocket, you're going to be able to get those updates automatically, because as soon as you buy it, you've got it for life. And in the event that you buy it right now, when you go to dalelinks.com/rocket, you try it out over the next 30 days. Within the next 30 days, you're like, Dale, this ain't working for me. First of all, reach out to me. Or reach out to their support team. They've got tutorials, so if you want to go do tutorials, boom. You'll learn how to use this. See, they actually go through. They give you all the resources so you know exactly what you're doing. So I'm just only spouting some of the things that I already learned, some of the tutorials. Or in the event that something's not working out, or you're confused about something, hit support. They got an entire support team here, and they're so responsive. They're really good at this. Get it in there, put it all the stuff. I would recommend that if you have questions about how something works, reach out to me or anybody within inside the self-publishing books community and ask here, because chances are someone might know a quick answer rather than us bogging down the Publisher Rocket team. But know that the support is still here. They have FAQs that you can jump into. It's all easily accessible. The nice thing is, if you have an older version, folks, I highly recommend update it, because right now we're at version 2.0.34. You actually can see it down here in the very bottom left-hand corner. I'm going to switch it over here to this screen so you see it down here. You'll see the version. So if you have an older version, I would recommend that you go and you update it. Okay? And this actually shows you all the updates that they've done. And the updating could be something as simple. So for instance, if you're in version, 2.0.12 and it hasn't updated, then chances are likely you may have to uninstall and then reinstall. Make sure you have your license ready. But right now, to my understanding, that it should all auto-update. It will actually let you know when there are updates. I just updated this one a couple days ago. So, all right. Are there any questions, concerns, and comments? I'm definitely open to hearing them. Questions, concerns, and comments. What's going on, Ava Fails? How are you doing? How you doing? Have 8 people here live inside the video here. I'm really glad everybody joined me on a Thursday night. I'm not going to be able to stick around, folks. This isn't going to be like YouTube. And also, I will be doing one video per week, and we're going to cover each one of these features. We kind of touched on Competition Analyzer, but we're going to probably go a little bit deeper on the Competition Analyzer as well as the keywords. The very next week, we'll do category search, and then I'm going to show you how I'm able to produce excellent ad campaigns through AMS keyword searches. If you aren't using AMS ads, the Amazon advertising, and you're not using Publisher Rocket, you got to get on top of this. This will make your life so much easier. And just trying to rely on Google AdWords keyword planner to get the job done is just not going to cut the mustard to me. I think this feature on the Publisher Rocket is fantastic. How many people are currently using Publisher Rocket? Let me know inside the chat. I'm watching right now here. Ava, I know you do. Patrick McNulty, how are you, buddy? I just seen you popped in here. Makes sense. I'm seeing a lot of making sense. Good stuff. Great info. Thank you very much. Paul Deference, good to see you join us here. I was working with Publisher Rocket today, updating my AMS. That's right, AMS ads. You know what? I had a conversation with Dave, and I gave him a hard time. And he's like, we're calling it AMS. It was. So we're sticking to AMS. We're rebels. That's how we roll. All right. But yeah, AMS is it just ensued. I have Publisher Rocket. Yeah, I thought you did, Patrick. I think you just got it not too long ago. Mojo's got one. Kelly, do you got Publisher Rocket? Kelly's headphones are on. She's not answering me. Alrighty. Okay, folks. So most likely it's just going to be kind of an audible. I should have a better idea as to when I will be live streaming inside the group next here. Stay tuned. I'm going to take these videos and we're going to put them into the units. And there's going to be one specifically dedicated to Publisher Rocket because I get a lot of questions when it comes to Publisher Rocket. If you are watching this on the replay and you have questions, post it inside this actual video. Put it in on the comments because it's going to give me a better idea as to what you need more help with and whether you've got Publisher Rocket or you don't have Publisher Rocket. Drop those questions in there. It's totally okay. And big bonus, if you show up to these lives and you ask questions, you want me to look up a specific word, might be a good idea to take advantage of this while we're utilizing this live. Raymond Kennedy says, yep, but haven't used it in a bit. Raymond, highly recommend. Definitely get to using it. It will make your life a lot easier for sure. Alrighty, folks. Well, there is a party on my rooftop, and I feel silly if I just continue to ignore the fact that there's free food upstairs. I mean, food, it's the answer to everything. No, it's not the answer to everything, actually. 2 plus 2 does not equal food, but you get what I mean. Alrighty, I'll be gone for 2 weeks. Mojo, I'm going to definitely miss you. All right, folks, and in the meantime, hey, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the little thumbs up, put a heart on there, put a laughing face if you enjoyed it. You can do a whoa face if you wanted to, if you were shocked by some of this. You put a crying face or angry face. I'm going to be like, my gosh, what did I do wrong? All right, folks. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're doing it with a smile on your face. In the meantime, between time, this has been Dale for Self-Publishing Books, and I will talk to you later.